Good afternoon, dear students. In last lecture, we have started to learn about pharmacy and therapeutic committee. In that, we have seen the patients arriving at the hospital undergoes the treatment for number of diseases, and accordingly, there are many categories of medicines were used. Due to their long-term use, there are chances of having adverse effects to the patients, and which should be monitored properly along with a proper use of all the medicines for the treatment of the patients. And it is necessary to have a committee called as pharmacy and therapeutic committee in the hospital. Okay, the definition that we have seen, it is a policy framing and recommending body which is having the inclusion of medical staff, pharmacists, that is doctors, and then nurses, which is having the main uh, role to play to have a rational use of the therapeutic use of the drugs which are there. Okay, there are objectives also we have discussed. There are three major objectives: advisory, educational, and safety, drug safety and adverse drug monitoring. Okay, in advisory, the committee is having the role for advising the board for framing the policies regarding the effective use of the medicine in the pharmacy department. For that, they are engaged in doing the evaluation selection of the medicines in the department. Then in educational objective discuss, the committee is having certain recommendations for updating the knowledge of the medical staff for the information of the newly researched drugs in the market which are there. Okay, that is, current knowledge should be updated and can be done by organizing number of schemes, which is educational schemes, or asking the staff to attend different seminars or the programs in which the information of currently available or recent development of medicine has been discussed. Then drug safety or adverse drug monitoring, the third role, third objective which has to be played is also we have discussed. Okay, importantly, the safety is should be considered. Okay, along with definitely the adverse drug, which are adverse drug reactions which are occurring on the patient, and they are to be done by a proper watchfulness or having the continuous observations on all the things which are occurring in the hospital. Now today, there is the next point what we have to discuss is the composition of the committee, pharmacy and therapeutic committee. Actually, the composition of this pharmacy and therapeutic committee varies from hospital to hospital. However, the specific scheme is suggested generally for its composition, and as per that, uh, by large extent, it can be having the inclusion of first at least three physicians, that is three doctors from all the medical staff which are available or which are working in the hospital. Okay, three should be taken as a committee member in this pharmacy and therapeutic committee. Then at least one pharmacist should be there. Okay, a pharmacist means, then one representative from the nursing staff should be there. Okay, then there should be a hospital administrator who uh, might be he or she having given the designation of ex officio member of the committee of, and that can be one of the physician, okay, or doctor, which is actually appointed as a chairman of that pharmacy and therapeutic committee. Okay, means the along with the three physicians what we have discussed over here, see, three physicians, there is also another physician who is appointed as a chairman and who is the ex officio member of the pharmacy and therapeutic committee. uh, the pharmacist over here is functioning as a secretary, and when we say functions, the pharmacy members having the functions of secretary, and hence he is designated or appointed as a secretary of the committee. Okay, and hence we can say hospital pharmacists were having their major contribution in the pharmacy and therapeutic committee. There is a general composition and functions accordingly of this pharmacy and therapeutic committee, which can be given as per a flow diagram. Okay, so at first we'll see three things which are said to be the major composition. Okay, main committee we can say, having just I told medical staff is there. Amongst them there is a physician who is appointed as a chairman. Then uh, the another physician which are there, okay, they can be co-chairman as per the need or as per the extent of work in the hospital. They can have the additional designation or person which can be appointed as a co-chairman. Then a director, which is a hospital administrator. The pharmacist is working as a secretary, while the nursing staff can be working as a joint secretary. So further it can also be having the subcommittees over there. See, here we are having, there are many possible subcommittees depending upon the uh, categories of drugs which are used or the treatment of diseases done in the hospital. Okay, so these are many possible subcommittees are there, because we know what is the main function they have to do is the observation or proper therapeutic use of the medicines in different categories. So hence the committee should have that is the FTC should have subcommittees depending upon the special categories of medicines which are there. Okay, so first subcommittee is the uh, having the observations on neoplastics, that is anti-cancer drugs which are there. Okay, all those. Then anti-infectives. Okay, uh, all the antibodies will be covered over there. Okay, sorry, antibiotics which are there. Then there is another subcommittee having the inclusion of the drugs which are used for the treatment of these cardiovascular diseases. Okay, so all drugs which are having also certain similarities with these the same category, that is diuretics, hypotensive, that is blood pressure lowering, vasodilators having similar role. Okay, cardiac glycosides can also be included in it. Then uh, spasmolytics are there. Then anticoagulants. So collectively these all were having uh, certain inclusion of the uh, category, major categories, cardiovascular drugs which are there. Then the drug category a separate subcommittee for gastrointestinal drugs which are there, okay, along with some autonomic drugs which are autonomic acting on the autonomic nervous system, then laxatives, okay, which are used in the hospital. Another subcommittee which is related with the central nervous system, okay, and the drugs used for the treatment of the problems or diseases of the CNS. It can include analgesic and antipyretic drugs, okay, anticonvulsant drugs, then respiratory stimulant. Then it can also have the psychotherapeutic drugs along with these. Okay, then cerebral stimulants can also be included, and the popular one we know is sedative and hypnotics. These are there. So the another subcommittee is there, and then can also have another subcommittee depending upon the drugs of categories called as endocrinology agents, anti-diabetics, anti-inflammatory agents, then hormones, thyroid preparations. So depending upon the different categories of drugs or the specializations of hospitals and the treatment, the subcommittees can be formed for the major pharmacy and therapeutic committee. So what is the functions and compositions dependingly. Next point is the operations of pharmacy and therapeutic committee. Now operation of this committee, operations means working, okay, when the working is done, how many times they have to organize a meeting, okay, and what should be discussed in that meeting, and depending upon the discussion in the meeting they have to do the work. So that has to be discussed in this operation of pharmacy and therapeutic committee. Let us see in detail. This committee should meet regularly, okay, and how much time regularly? Minimum 6 times in a year, at least 6 times in 1 year, or they can also meet when necessary. Okay, the number may be more than 6 times per year whenever it is necessary, but at least the 6 times the meeting should be held for this pharmacy and therapeutic committee. Further, who can be invited for the committee meeting? Okay, committee can invite the persons within or outside the hospital. Okay, the persons who can make their contribution about the updating the knowledge of the medical staff which is there in the hospital. Okay, so within the hospital, if there are certain seniors or experienced persons, physician, nurses, pharmacists, whoever are there, the committee can invite during the meeting, okay, within the hospital as well as the outside hospital. See, depending upon the unique knowledge possessed by them, the skills possessed, or their abilities to judge according to the conditions, the emergencies, or whatever it may be. So all these points were considered for the invitation, sending the invitations for the persons to attend the meeting, okay, from the hospital or outside the hospital. Nextly, the agenda. When agenda means that is the points which are to be discussed in the meeting. It is called as agenda. Okay, a detailed information of the subjects which are discussed in the meetings. It is called as agenda. The program, again we can say, what is the program? The agenda. The agenda and the supplementary material. What are supplementary material? Means the material which are needed during the meeting. what are the things will be required during the discussion or when the meeting is actually held. Those all materials are necessary to be prepared by the secretary. And who is secretary? The pharmacist. Okay, pharmacist has to do this work. See, the major thing is the agenda, what should be discussed, which are the drugs, okay, what should be the addition in the formulary, what should be deleted, which drugs should be bought, okay, in the hospital. So all these important points were discussed or included in agenda, and that is been prepared by the secretary, ultimately who is the pharmacist. The agenda which has been prepared is needed to be circulated amongst the committee member, and it should be circulated in advance. Why? Before the meeting it should be circulated. Just it is done that all the members can study it properly before the meeting. They should get the knowledge, or they should be furnished with the information that what point is going to be discussed in the meeting, and they can have the information, the collection of material which will be needed during the meeting. What is called as the preparation of meeting becomes easy if you are having the knowledge of the points you will be discussing in the meeting. So it is necessary to have this thing to be done in during before the meeting, okay, itself. Generally, uh, because of the broad scope which is generally enjoyed by these pharmacy and therapeutic committee, it is necessary that number of interesting subjects should be placed in the agenda. Okay, it has to be the subjects are needed to be chosen so appropriately that there should also be certain enjoyment. Okay, enjoyment means regarding the along with the knowledge, there should be certain points needed to be chosen properly by the secretary, okay, as a part of discussion. So when we say what is agenda, a typical agenda may have the inclusion of number of uh, things in it. Okay, generally first is the minutes of the previous meeting. Minutes means the in short the points what has been discussed or decided in earlier meeting, which are called as minutes of previous meeting. Yeah, it is needed what has happened in earlier meeting is to be known during your this current meeting, and so that you can, because several time the points are discussed, uh, if we say half in the first meeting, and remaining point can also discussed in the next second meeting. So you should know what has been discussed, or uh, what was the subject earlier, and it is done in the form of inclusion of the first point, okay, the minutes of previous meeting. Next, second, the review of contents of the hospital formulary. Review. Now we know a hospital formulary, what is it is having the inclusion of the medicines. It is a list of medicines used in the hospital. So in this case, the review is done for the purpose of bringing up to date information about the medicine included in the hospital pharmacy, sorry, hospital formulary, you several time number of what happens if we say the drug is brought into the market in last year. Okay, it has been launched in the last year, and during that 1 year certain problems, side effects, adverse effect has been observed. So that is the responsibility of the pharmacist and all the committee members to update the same information in the hospital formulary. Okay, and it is to be done. Then sometimes you need to delete the material, the drugs or the products which are not considered as a necessary for use. Okay, due to their higher hazards, toxicity, or risk associated in the patient. So sometimes you can delete such drugs categories from your hospital formulary, so that review is to be added in the agenda. Nextly, the information regarding the new drugs which has come into the commercial market, or commercially they are available for purchase or actual use in the hospital for the patient care. So what are the number of drugs, the listing can be done of recently developed, which is called as new drug categories. And then along with their detailed information, okay, not only the name of drug but other important information, okay, detailed information of the medicine should be uh, made available or included in the agenda. Next, review and or adoption of investigational drugs. Okay, in the definition we have seen about the pharmacy and therapeutic committee, the therapeutic application of the regular medicines which are used in the hospital along with the investigational drugs which are there. Okay, so about its review, or actually you need your hospital is going to adopt the investigational drugs in for the treatment of patient or not, has to be discussed, okay, in the um, meeting, okay, and it is to be added in the agenda. Further, a review of the side effects, the adverse effects, or whatever adverse drug reaction occurring by the currently used material or medicines in the hospital. Okay, their toxic effects, possible drug interactions uh, which are added or which are having uh, observed by the what physician who has been regularly working, or the attending, what who is called as attending physician, attending nurse, or the pharmacist himself. So what they have to do, they have to bring that problem, that is called as brought into the notice, for to whom they have to say the thing, what problem has occurred, to the DIC, where is Drug Information Center. Okay, that Drug Information Center is a body who is regularly collecting the problems or even effectiveness of the medicines in the hospital, and it is the role or function of the pharmacy and therapeutic committee to include this point in the agenda itself, to make the awareness that what are the possible steps can be taken to avoid such problems which are used in the hospital. Nextly, the review of drug safety in the hospital. Now, the drug safety, importantly, when we say safety is there, when what sort of care can be taken by the committee members or the medical staff to use the material safely, okay, for the treatment of patients at can be included in this agenda. Then reports of all these subcommittees what we have discussed, okay, just now, okay, depending upon the categories of diseases which are treated or the medicines available in your hospital. So the information is collected from all the subcommittees which are there in your hospital are to be added in the agenda. Then reports of medical audit. Audit what regular information, what after inspection you are getting uh, about the purchasing, about the stocking, about even whatever expired material and other things which are included in the agenda in the form of medical audit. Then several time what if you have to add any other subject, okay, any other matter, you can add, but importantly by the permission of the chairman, okay. And lastly, in the agenda, it is compulsory to include that we will be giving a thankful note to the uh, people or the members who are attending the meeting. It is called as vote of thanks. The minutes of all meetings hold, whichever which are the meeting held, it is to be prepared by the secretary, just we have discussed, okay, who is the pharmacist, and the record of this information, which is a permanent record of these minutes, should be properly maintained in the hospital, okay. Again, who is responsible for that? The pharmacist is doing the uh, function to maintain the records for continuous use, okay. Because as and when any problem arises with any medicine, okay, you can have the information with you that you have included the point in your last meeting or whatever date. If you have organized it in a proper file, okay, you will be able to uh, say that it has been earlierly discussed and the solution or the problem has came into observation, and it becomes easy for the committee member to take according steps. Then the recommendations of the committee should also be presented to all the medical staff or its appropriate committee for its adoption or recommendation. Whatever minutes you have with you in the form of record, they are needed to be circulated or told to the medical staff or whoever the committee members are there, whether the final discussion or outcome of the meeting you are going to adopt, or you need to make certain recommendation or make, you can give the suggestions to the member of the committee, whether you are directly going to follow the decisions taken in the committee, or you can have certain objections, okay, or you can give the suggestions to the pharmacy and therapeutic committee for any improvement possible in the next meeting which will be there held in the next period, okay. Okay, we'll be stopping over here. The next point we'll be discussing in our coming lecture. Thank you.